From the book Bethlehem by Father Frederick, William Faber. There are many pictures also which remain to this day in heaven, painted upon the unforgetting intelligences of the angels, of which the scene was Joseph's shop. The common litter of a carpenter's working place is there, boards propped up against the walls, pieces of wood lying over each other in all shapes and at all angles, the floor strewn with chips, and straight lines of sawdust under the place where he has been sawing, various tools mingling in the apparent confusion, and mutilated implements of agriculture lying outside the door. This is the scene which presents itself, and Mary is standing in the doorway of the house hard by. Joseph is showing Jesus how to do some work, and his broad man's hand is laid on the small hand of the boy, and is gently guiding his fingers. He is doing it mechanically, for he is gazing rather on the Savior's face than on the work. He sees the boy all resplendent with glory, and his faith recognizes in him the omnipotent Creator, the eternal worker, who so deftly fashioned the countless worlds, and whose fingers he, the aged carpenter, is now venturing to press, to guide, and to manipulate as he wills. The old man's soul overflows with adoration, but tranquilly, without wave or sound, as if fed by silent springs from underneath. Nevertheless, he does not desist from guiding the hand of Jesus. He does not interrupt the lesson which he knows to be so little needed. He is too humble for that. He understands his office. It was incomprehensible to him always from the first. The exercise of his authority could never be otherwise to him than the exercise of a sublime obedience. Then, as his soul swells with adoration, self-abjection falls over his features like a veil of light, as the sun breaks the clouds and unrolls his splendor downward, from the brow of the hill to the vale beneath. His humility so clothes him with majesty that he looks almost godlike, and his age is transfigured into a semblance of eternity. As he is older now and stronger, the water pitcher is not too great a weight for the Creator of the world, yet it bows him forward and makes him tread with a different step. As he climbs up that grassy path with his burden, many are coming and going from the well. All have a word to say to Mary's son, and he answers, sometimes with a word, more often with his eye. All are contented. He is a silent boy, but there is something in his presence in that little town, like the sun in heaven, whose shining and obscurity make more difference to man and beast and herb than words can tell. Women with their pitchers upon their heads stop and turn and gaze upon him, and then sigh with envy at Mary's lot, contrasting it with secret sorrows of their own, in which their sons bear mournful part. The rough manners of the Nazarenes soften when the sunbeam of his smile is on them. Cold hearts warm, and hard hearts grow gentle, and anger dies away, and all are divinely unmanned as he comes among them. He is already a king, a little king of men's hearts, crowned in the love and loyalty of the most boorish village in all Syria. They have crowned the boy, but they will uncrown the man when his royalty becomes a serious thing. He knows this already. He looks at them with more than sorrow, with more than love, with an indescribable yearning which attunes all his features. They have made him king, but for their sakes he is rather longing to be priest. The water as it gurgles in the pitcher is like a heavenly temptation to him. His thoughts are onward upon Jacob's well and the women of Samaria. His thoughts are over all the world in countless Christian fonts. The blood in those veins must mingle with the water in that pitcher before it will cleanse the sins of Nazareth away. The thought is an ever-present one with him, yet his heart leaps up now as if it were new, and the face of the boy broadens into the countenance of the man of Calvary. And, almost mastering the characteristic sweetness of his youth, it is clothed as with a fire, in the mature beauty of the Redeemer.